All right. Yes, the music fades out and I come in. Welcome to Everything Browns Nation on a Saturday special Cleveland Browns edition. It's the Cleveland Browns versus the Denver Broncos. Yes, Saturday night, prime time football. Here we go. Everything Browns Nation coming to you on a special Saturday night this week. It is Saturday, not Sunday. Don't adjust whatever screen you're watching us on. I am Corey Boyd, and producer G is back from Dallas, Texas, and he is also in the building with me. Let me know right now at 6:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time what you are doing this instance while you're watching us. What are you doing? How are you feeling? And where you're watching from as the Cleveland Browns travel to Mile High City to take on Von Miller and those Denver Broncos as we seek to keep our playoff hopes alive. Don't adjust your ears. I said it. To seek to keep our playoff hopes alive is Cleveland Browns football. I am excited for tonight. NFL Network around 8:20 p.m. Cleveland Browns will kick off, and producer G and myself will be hosting a watch party. We will be back and bringing the action to you. Let me get to the comments as I've been rambling for about a minute now. And you can also catch us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and also YouTube, Everything Browns Nation, after the show as well. What's going on, everybody? My lovely people. Laura says hello. Dalton says let's go Browns. Robbie says go Browns. George says holding the doghouse down in Chamblee, Georgia. And Sandra says watching from West Virginia, go Browns. I want to thank everybody who is in the comment section. Let's go Cleveland Browns. Playoff hopes are alive. Celebrities are coming to check us out because we are what's it right now. Don't even try and hate if you want to. Right now, we are the it team. Let's go.
I woke up feeling dangerous.
Woo! Woke up feeling dangerous at 6:32 p.m. Let's get it going. Hopefully Baker's feeling dangerous because he's going to have to deal with this Denver Bronco defense. Von Miller, to be specific, along with Bradley Chubb, the rookie who everybody thought we should have got. We're going to have to deal with that defensive line attacking Baker Mayfield. Let's get it going. Kevin says Dayton, Ohio. LA says, my man Corey, let's go. Brownstown, USA. My man LA is in the comment section. Before we get to Denver, let's get pumped up. I want you to get energized with me. What's a show without getting energized? I don't want to bore you half to death. Let's have fun. But first, how about them Carolina Panthers? That's what dogs do. We took the Panthers, took them down. How about Carolina? No. Take that L. Take it with you. L. Take it home with you to Carolina where it belongs. Cleveland took care of business Sunday afternoon last week. Carolina came to the dog pound, took that L with them. Go back to where you came from. The Browns took care of business 26-20. I picked them to win. I was a little off on the score, but I'll take it. 26-20, Cleveland wins. Baker Mayfield, another efficient day, 18 of 22, 238, one touchdown. He also won the Baker Mayfield Award of the Week, which is also known as the NFL Rookie of the Week Award. Just name it the Baker Mayfield Rookie of the Week Award. He's won it again. How did you feel after that victory? Win number 5 this year. We've already beat our 2-year total. We are just rolling. And I also want to ask you, after that game, who are you most impressed by after that victory? Who impressed you most after that victory? Baker Mayfield, Jarvis Landry, Bashard Perriman, Nick Chubb, Myles Garrett, somebody else? Who impressed you the most after that game? Let me know in the comment section who impressed you the most after you watched that game, you dissected, you watched all the highlight shows, you read all the articles, you rewatched the game. The glory of victory is so good in Cleveland. Who impressed you the most after that ball game? Let me know in the comment section who impressed you the most. Now, I may not pick a popular person here, but who impressed me the most? He didn't have that many touches in the game. Breshad Perriman impressed me the most in that ball game. Not Baker Mayfield, not Nick Chubb. Those may be the easy answers. Myles Garrett may be the easy answers, and they all had great games. But Perriman, when we signed him, that's right, I was in the office when we made it. We thought, hey, it's going to be a stopgap, a filler, but he's made some big plays in big moments. The first offensive possession, the first play, he set the tone, a 66-yard strike that even himself said he don't know how he didn't score. He don't know if he tripped. He don't know if he got tackled. He ran so fast, he ran himself out of his shoes. And then he had a huge play in the fourth quarter. They trusted Baker Mayfield on his own side of the field. They didn't get scared. They didn't just say, hey, let's run the ball 3 times and punt the ball away. They ended up punting on that possession, but not a 3-and-out punt. They rolled him out. He threw a strike to Breshad Perriman, to get us out of our own deep side of the field. He had 2 big catches. Why did he impress me? Because going into the game, I don't know if anybody said, let's watch out for Breshad Perriman this game. He may have 2 of the biggest plays for Cleveland. I'm sure somebody said Jarvis Landry, Nick Chubb, Baker Mayfield, Myles Garrett, Terrence Mitchell coming back. I don't know if anybody said Breshad Perriman, watch out for him. Now, I know it only was 2 catches, but 2 huge catches at the beginning and at the end of the game. Man, he has shocked me so far. A great shock at that. So he impressed me the most that game. Now, if you pick Baker, I wouldn't put it past you. Rookie of the week. He deserves it. But Baker, I mean, he's doing Baker things at this point. I am just like, go Baker, go. Nick Chubb, he had an okay game, but Breshad Perriman impressed me the most that game for his 2 big catches, because I didn't expect anything out of him. I thought maybe Callaway might have a bigger impact, or Hollywood Higgins, the drop pass he had. Don't get me started on that. That was another touchdown we should have just walked away with. But that's beside the point. Big victory, and Breshad Perriman, to me, impressed me the most. Let me know in the comment section who impressed you the most. Let's go. Breshad's interview was great. He's so humble, says LA. Michael says TJ Carey. John said Kelly was okay, been a fan for over 55 years. George said my man Chubb from GA. LA says that was an amazing game. He was in the dog pound. He headed down. Glad to be there. Lou also goes with Perriman. LA says that play was ridiculous. What play are you referring to? Is it the Hollywood Higgins play? If so, LA says even that Jarvis catch, we couldn't believe he caught it, and we were right there. That catch was amazing. Scott says Landry gave Baker huge props yesterday. He simply doesn't fold. Juan says Greg Williams, brother, go Browns. He changed the locker room for the good. LA says just mad at Higgins. Yes, that play. Michael from Scott Central, Florida. Cal says the head coach. LA says Larry impressed me with the injury and all. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all your comments. Carolina, hey, I mean, you just ran into the wrong team at the wrong time. You ran into a team that got beat by the Houston Texans, and as soon as we lost, All of the Baker haters came out to play Colin Cowherd. Everybody at ESPN, see, he's a rookie quarterback. Look at him throwing interceptions left and right. We had an axe to grind. We came out. We played good football at home. Carolina was on a losing streak, and we wanted to keep it that way. I love the way our young team responded against a good football team, even though they're on a slump. I will take the win, any win we can get. I love the win against Carolina and Superman himself. TJ North says Chicago, Illinois, go Browns. Oh, yes. I think I seen somebody ask, where was Brashard play college? He played at UCF, drafted in 2015 by the Baltimore Ravens, and now he is being a force with the Cleveland Browns. Hopefully he can even I seen that comment. Hopefully he can revive his career here. And LA says, don't ask Stephen A if he thinks Hunter Henry is still playing. Stephen A. Smith, my good. He's been a friend of me while I've been on Fan Chat Nation. Producer G knows I have had arguments with Stephen A. Smith. He just hasn't argued back with me yet. Hunter Henry has been out all year, Stephen A. In case you did not know, Hunter Henry has been out. And in case Stephen A. did not know, Denzel Ward will not be lining up at cornerback today. Just a heads up. He is out. And John says locations, Cornea, California, very Southern California. And Charles says, go Browns from Chattanooga. And Ruben says, let's go Browns. Let's go Cleveland. This is Everything Browns Nation. And if you're just tuning in for the very, 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 very first time, first I want to say thank you for watching. We appreciate it. And I say Producer G and myself, Corey Boyd. From time to time, you'll hear Producer G chime in. He is your producer's favorite producer here on Fan Chat Nation. And usually we're here on Sundays from 11 to 12. But today's a special occasion because the Browns play on Saturday against Denver tonight at around 8:20 on NFL Network. And if you want to stay a little longer with us, we will be calling the game live on YouTube at Everything Browns Nation. Make sure you subscribe there and also on Facebook. So if you want to stay with us there from a fan's point of view, make sure you tune in. 8:20 p.m., Browns versus Broncos. Let's go. Let's go. LA says, I've been waiting for this. Best Facebook show ever. I appreciate that, LA. That means a lot to us. We do this for the fans. We try to do the best as we can every week. We try to get better and better. Let's go. Everything Browns Nation. And if you haven't seen us before, give us a like, give us a comment, hit that emoji. Whether you like us, you laugh with us, and if for some reason you don't like us, I don't know why you would not. Go ahead and hit that too. We taking any type of feedback possible. Give us a like. Give us a review on Facebook as well. We'll take it all. And make sure you go ahead and also on Fan Chat Nation, go ahead and get a like and get a follow there as well. It says Everything Browns Nation. Follow our YouTube, Everything Browns Nation as well. Hit that subscribe button. We beat down Carolina 26-20, beating teams and taking names. And if you've seen the name at the Browns show, our show, the Browns playoff scenario, we can still make the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. Now, how can the Browns make the playoffs? I know what people are saying. There is no chance the Browns can make the playoffs. You let me know in the comment section. Do you believe the Browns will make the playoffs this year? Can they do it? Do they have a shot? They do have a shot. Do you believe they will make it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to give you the scenario of how the Browns get into the playoffs. Here we go. Bear with me because they have a shot. A long shot, but a shot. First, they control their own destiny to a point. Win all your games. See, it's easy, right? Just win. Not yet. You're not in. But you win all your games. So it starts tonight. Beat the Denver Broncos. Then you got to beat the Baltimore Ravens. And then you have to beat, well, not in that order, beat the Cincinnati Bengals. Then you have to beat the Baltimore Ravens. That's not easy, right? Hey, then the Steelers lose 2 of their last 3 games. That's doable. Patriots and Saints are not easy games. They can lose those games. And then the Ravens lose to the Browns, once more to the Buccaneers or the Chargers. That's to win the AFC North. Sorry, not the playoffs. That's just the North. Now to get a wild card spot, well, that's a little more confusing. Win all 3 games. Dolphins lose 2 of their next 3 to the Vikings or the Jaguars or the Bills. Colts lose 2 of their next 3. Cowboys and Giants. So tonight, tomorrow, when you're watching the Colts play the Cowboys, you root hard for those Cowboys. The Titans got to lose 2 of their 3. Now that's where the hard part comes in. The Titans got to lose to the Giants, the Redskins, the Colts. The Redskins are absolutely terrible. They are bad. So we got to hope the Titans lose tomorrow and into the Colts because they ain't losing to the Redskins. I don't see it. They're absolutely bad now. And then the Ravens got to lose to us and then once more to the Buccaneers or the Chargers. See, that was easy. So all those scenarios just have to happen and we have to win out. And we're in. That's not hard, right? That is not hard. Why not, as Russell Westbrook would say? But first, we got to take care of business and win all of our games. Starts tonight with the Denver Broncos. And let's see. Kyle says, post your YouTube page, please. I will try and do that. I can't do that right now, but we'll get to that. LA says, how do you feel about Carson Wentz and all of his injuries? Are we over him? Great question, LA. Hey, man, looks like we might have dodged a bullet. Vertebrae injuries, ACL injuries, 2 to 3 years injured. It's not. Now, I know there's a lot of football to be played, a lot of career left, but he's been ouchy. Very, very ouchy. And right now, Baker's looking pretty good. So everybody who's been, and I'm not going to sit here and lie and be like, I never wanted Carson Wentz anyways. Who wanted Carson? I was mad too. I was angry. He was out there balling, and we was sitting there rotating quarterback after quarterback after quarterback. But now, hey, it's not looking too bad right now. We've got our guy, looks like it, for the foreseeable future. The first draft in a while where we're not even looking for a quarterback. Carson Wentz has been ouchy. I'm liking right now we have made out passing up on Carson Wentz. I know the result base looks good now, but hey, I will take it. Ruben says, this is like a playoff game. Scott says we win all 3. Help is needed. Doable. Tonight's game is the biggest threat. Natasha says, hey, Corey, woof, woof. John says, folks, wait until next year. George says, why wait until next year? Going back at it in the comments. Okay. John says, George, you have a pile of rookies. Next year is a real shot. Charles says, love the show, man. Hard to get info down here. Appreciate you, Charles. He's in Chattanooga. Richard says, go Browns. John says, indeed. Scott says, dodged a bullet there. Eddie says, Baker is a stud. Charles says, SC country, love my Buckeyes too. Nancy says, yes. So there is your Buckeyes and Browns fans in the comment section. And there is your Browns playoff scenarios on Everything Browns Nation. So do you want the Browns to go for the playoffs? Well, they're going to go for it. They have to win all their games, so why not? It's not like they're going to lose. They're not going for playoff spots. They're not going for draft picks at this point. So they just have to win their games and pray that who they need to lose. So why not go for it? You got to win. Let's go. Greg Williams got them boys playing. And speaking of Greg Williams, let me go ahead and transition to another subject. Bruce Arians is just lobbying to coach the Cleveland Browns like there's no tomorrow. This is when you know Cleveland is one of the hottest subjects, teams right now going in the NFL. And I know somebody who's watching this show right now, you are so biased. Well, it's called Everything Browns Nation, first of all, so yes. And second of all, I'm just going off what I'm reading. Bruce Arians, he's not even getting asked questions anymore about the Cleveland Browns. He just wants the opportunity to be interviewed to coach the Cleveland Browns. How do you guys feel about this? Bruce Arians wants to coach the Cleveland Browns. He appeared on the Rich Eisen show Thursday, and he reiterated his interest in landing the Browns head coaching position. He's coming out and saying it, folks. He even said he wouldn't call the offensive plays. He would keep that job to Freddie Kitchens, who was his coach in Arizona. Man. He says he has a clean bill of health, which is one of the reasons why he left Arizona. He wants to coach the Browns, but here is the caveat. The Cardinals still have his rights, and theoretically, they would attempt to seek a draft pick if he goes to a new club. Arians was 49-30-1 with the Arizona Cardinals over 5 seasons. Do you want Bruce Arians? Because he wants us. Man, he is coming after us bad. He wants to be with the Cleveland Browns. How do you feel about Bruce Arians lobbying for the Cleveland Browns? Do you want him? Do you not? Let me know in the comment section. We're rolling with Greg Williams. We know Dorsey is spearing this coaching hunt. And Bruce Arians has thrown his name in the hat. George says the SEC is the best league in college football. Kenneth says Columbus, Ohio, Cleveland. Dwayne says love the Browns. Go Baker. Williams should get a shot. George says keep what's in place now. Brandon says Colts were good till he left. Cars were good when he was there. 2 good points. John says Ken from Northwest Ohio, down in California, still a Browns fan. LA says his son isn't helping Arians. George says don't mess a good thing up. And Charles says if we win tonight, keep them both. Brandon Figg says watch Cards on Hard Knocks. And Nancy says no, keep Williams. So we got a little 50-50 here. Some saying look at what he did. And some saying Williams. Why? I'm just throwing it out there. What about this? Just a little scenario. What if he's the head coach and Williams go back to defensive coordinator and Freddie Kitchens stays as the offensive coordinator and they do what they're best at? What if the Browns lose out? I'm just throwing out monkey wrenches. Just seeing how you guys feel. Would you still want Greg Williams to be the head coach? Just throwing it out there. What if he just slides in and everybody goes back to their specialties? Greg Williams defense, Freddie offense, Bruce Arians head coach. How do you guys feel about that? How do you feel about that? Richard says Arians is a phenomenal job as special teams coach, special teams with the Browns. Ellie says anyone as long as they get rid of Amos. Vern says love it. Ben says what's your score prediction for the night? I will get to that, Ben. And thank you for saying that. Let me know what your score prediction is tonight. Get those in the comment section. Also, get your big dog of the game in the comment section. Let me know who that is. Vern says Bruce would be perfect. Marine says go Browns. George says the problem changed thing up over the years. We have something great. Just keep rolling the dice. LA says don't monkey the wrench, Corey. Hey, you got to play devil's advocate. Got to do it, LA. Got to play devil's advocate. This is Everything Browns Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, Broncos versus Browns, 8:20 p.m. ish on the NFL Network. Woo! It's going to be fun because the Browns still have a playoff shot. Baker Mayfield will be going up against Von Miller, the former Super Bowl MVP. In those Denver Broncos, the Browns are on a one-game winning streak. Yes, I said it, a one-game winning streak. It sounds better that way. Our playoffs are still alive. The Broncos come into the game 6-7. They lost to the 49ers last week. We beat the Carolina Panthers. Get your score predictions in the comment section. Let me know who wins and why. Let me know who your big dog of the game is. Let me know who your big dog of the game is and why. Get those in the comment section. We're going to have some fun. I'm ready for this game. Prime time. I mean, the whole world is on Cleveland. Denver doesn't want them coming into their house to win on their field in prime time. It's going to be great. Scott says Myles Garrett, big dog, 2 sacks and a forced fumble. Brandon says him and Greg like 2 peas in a pod, all on Baker. He's about to run the Browns like Brady does New England. Kenny says Broncos can suck it. Tommy says 28-14, Browns win, go Browns. And Kyle says he smells a pick 6, go Browns. Now I want to ask you guys a question. And I want you guys to be honest with me because I'm going to be honest with you because we are the fans of Everything Browns Nation. As you think about this game and you think about what's going on here in Cleveland, I'm in Columbus, but in Cleveland, Baker Mayfield, our first round pick, he has done his thing ever since he came in the New York Jets. Now, I want you to be honest with me because I'm going to be honest with you. Truth serum time. Your true feelings about Baker Mayfield before he was picked number 1. Did you want him picked number 1? Were you excited when he was picked number 1? Were you pumped up when Roger Goodell said the Browns picked Baker Mayfield number 1? Did you jump out of your couch? Did you drop your head and say, oh my goodness, I don't want him. He planted the flag in Ohio State. No, I don't want him. What was your true feelings when he first was picked? Because look what he's doing now. What were your true feelings? Let me know. Were you happy? Were you sad? Were you Were you in the middle? Were you like, great pick? He's the best quarterback in the draft. I don't care what they say about Sam Darnold, which is still, it's early. But right now, it's looking good. He has his ups, he has his downs. He's a rookie. What were your true feelings about Baker Mayfield when the pick was made? I'm going to tell you mine before I read the comments because I keep it real with you guys when I'm right, when I'm wrong. I didn't want him pick number 1. I wanted him pick number 4. Because I wanted Saquon Barkley. I'm going to keep it real. I didn't want him number 1. Number 4 is not bad. That's only 3 picks afterwards. Wasn't hating on the guy. I didn't say he's a 4th round pick. He's a bum. I wanted Saquon first. Now, was I wrong? Hey, Nick Chubb's proven to be a beast. Denzel Ward's proven to be a beast. So, yeah, I was wrong. Best player in the draft. You don't gamble if you know you have your quarterback. I don't think nobody was going to take him at number 4, but that's not a guarantee. So you go and get your guy. If you know that's your guy, you get him, especially if you have a plan. A lot of people didn't like Baker Mayfield. Now, the whole flag thing, I'm so over that. Like, get over it. Come on. Come on. He has the moxie. He has the swag. I wanted him number 4. I didn't want him number 1. I'm not going to pound my chest and say I knew it. He was the man. But look at what he is doing for this team. And here's where I was wrong. Completely wrong. 100%. I own it. I didn't want him playing this year. Not one snap. I wanted him playing next year. I wanted the Patrick Mahomes treatment. I was wrong. I will grill it. I will sign up. I will sign a paper that says I was completely wrong about that, because this guy, he's got it. Whatever it is, he has it, whether it's winning, whether it's losing. You may not like his attitude. That's fine. You don't have to like everybody's attitude. Michael Jordan punched people in practice, and we laud him for it, okay? You don't have to like his attitude. And no, before people start losing their mind, I know how it gets with I'm not comparing him to Michael Jordan, okay? I'm just saying, you don't have to like his attitude. I think it's what makes him best. Everybody doubts this kid. I'm not gonna call him a kid. This young man. He's like, that's fine. He loves to prove people wrong. He wants to win for Cleveland bad. And that's what we should want. I'm all for Baker Mayfield. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we are right now, it's a small percentage of a chance. Very, 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 very small. But people were talking about playoffs and Cleveland Brown football. We haven't had that in how long, ladies and gentlemen? Forever ago. And the quarterback is a big reason of it. And, of course, the head coaching change is a big reason of it. And he's a #1 pick for a reason. Baker Mayfield, I was wrong. And it looks like right now Jim Dorsey has been correct. So after that long explanation, let me see what you guys think about Baker Mayfield, and if you were right all along, or if you wasn't feeling Baker Mayfield. Ruben says he wanted Barkley and Chubb. Kenny says Baker has proven all the naysayers wrong. LA says he knew he had the talent, just thought he was short. Scott says when he was picked, I thought Manziel again. Jimmy says didn't want him, but not because he planted the flag. More so the hype bothered me. Ed said I thought why, but then Sipe games came to play. Scott wanted, I read that one, my bad. Cal thought he was not tall enough. Nancy, I wanted him because he's cute. All right. Hey, that's a different reason to want a quarterback. Scott says Ward is fragile. Christian said it surprised me, but I watched him torch Ohio State in the shoe. We needed to get a QB. No reason to mess around. We got our dude for 10 years plus. Eddie says, Producer G, I'm going to add you in a couple Browns groups. Shout out to Producer G. That's Eddie's stats. John says, sorry, out here in California, had no idea. Richard said, honestly, he was ecstatic when Mayfield picked at #1. Darnold had upsides, but wanted Baker. Hey, Richard, I like that. So he knew what we had. George said, I was thinking, here we go again with the first pick, like a waste like Johnny Football. Charles says, I hated him when he stuck the flag at the 50, but I love him now. True baller. Chubb has 125 tonight. Juan said, yes. Big fan of Baker when he was in college. Just love the way he throws the ball with attitude. Scott says he doesn't often look like a rookie out there. It's awesome. Wanted Baker. Reminded me of Favre and Breeze, especially Favre with the moxie, but a lot more accurate in case size doesn't matter. Brandon says big dog is Greg Joseph. I don't know if we've ever had Greg Joseph on our big dog of the game, but shout out Brandon Briggs, big dog of the game, Greg Joseph. LA said he's like Michael because of his competitive attitude. Did that on my show a few weeks ago. Shout out to LA, the 3-point conversion. That's a good podcast if you haven't watched it. LA, I'll call it on Spotify. It's on iTunes as well. Very good show. LA says, is John an executive of the year? John Dorsey? I'd say why not? Why not? The only thing I don't agree with, and I'll say it to this day, I would not got rid of Josh Gordon for a box of Skittles. I wouldn't have did it. I know a lot of people say get rid of him. His attitude was terrible. He was so bad. No. Keep him. You can sit on my bench. You're not getting away for a box of Skittles. Ricky says Baker brings so much swagger to the team, Brandon Briggs says kickers mean so much in Denver. Yes, they do. They do mean a lot in Denver. It's just he still makes me nervous. Natasha said, I'm surprised how good he's doing as a rookie. I think the Browns finally got it right. And LA says, but they were tropical Skittles. This is Everything Browns Nation. I want to thank everybody who has watched this far. We're more than halfway done. This is Everything Browns Nation. Usually we're on from 11 to 12 on Sundays, but since we play tonight, prime time, Denver Broncos, 8:20-ish on the NFL Network, I said, hey, why not just change the day to Saturday? And we also will be here after the show goes off here in about 25 minutes to bring you the game on the NFL Network. We're not going to be on the NFL Network, but you get what I'm saying. We'll be on YouTube, on Everything Browns Nation. Make sure you subscribe there. Give us a subscribe, a like. Give us a follow here on Facebook. And tell us where you're watching from, what you're watching on, iPad, phone, TV, Samsung, Apple. What is your device of choice? Let me know. We appreciate it because we want to know about you guys, the fans. How are you feeling and what are you watching on? And also get your predictions in the comment section and your big dog of the game. And also, do you think the Browns get in the playoffs even though it's a long shot? It's still a shot. Now, I talked about who impressed me most in the Panthers, which was Brashard Perriman. I want to talk about Brashard Perriman. 26th picked overall by the Ravens. Do you think the Browns could have got a steal with Brashard Perriman, or do you think he's a stopgap receiver, or will he be here to stay in the long haul with the Cleveland Browns, part of this receiving core with Callaway and Jarvis Landry? Nancy says Samsung. Natasha says iPhone. Carrie says Browns aren't making the playoff. That's her prediction. I'm pretty sure that was going to be your prediction. You keep playing, the Steelers won't make it either. I'm just saying. Jimmy says, hopefully Greg Robinson and Chris Hubbard are the big dogs tonight. Got to keep Baker clean. Yes, they do. Tony watching from the iPhone. John Bliss says, brother in CA Direct TV NFL Network. Oh, brother in California. I said brother in CA. That was absolutely terrible. That's right, Corey. Let me hear your bark. LA, Brandon Briggs. And Clyde says watching from his iPhone. Here we go. What's your big dog of the game? Brashard Perriman, I can't say his name right. I think he has a chance to actually stick with Cleveland and stay on. Like I said, he impressed me in the Carolina Panther game. 26th overall pick by the Ravens. 2 huge catches in Carolina. Now, I know what some people say. He only caught the ball 2 times. Why do you keep harping on this? Listen, when he came in the game, when he came to Cleveland, we were just like, please, we just need somebody, anybody, to catch a pass from Baker Mayfield. Because when they signed him, Hollywood Higgins got hurt. Wilkes got hurt. Callaway was nowhere to be found. All we had was Jarvis Landry, and we needed somebody. They signed Brashard Perriman, and now there's talks of could he be here to stay? The man can fly. He's a deep threat. He ran a 4.2 40, 4.2 440 at the combine. That's some speed. He could be here to stay. And I hope he is. I like weapons. Speed kills. You need a deep threat, especially when you have a run game with Nick Chubb. Go deep, open up the defense, spread out those safeties so we can run the ball. As we've seen on the first play of the game, I like me some Brashard Perriman. Let's get him the ball more. Take a little pressure off the rookie Antonio Callaway. Give me more Brashard Perriman, please. Sign me up for Bashar Perriman. Let's get him more into the game. Terry says, go Browns from Marion, Arkansas. Brandon also says, why he's so overlooked? I don't know. Charles says, Corey Boyd, you're the man. Love the show. I appreciate that. Kenny says, I want to see us in the playoffs, but I don't see it happening. But I will say, will happen next year. It's a long shot. It really is. But if we have a little bit of a shot, just a teeny eensy wit, I'm going to talk about it. Because we ain't got to talk about playoffs in how long? Playoffs. We were just talking about winning a game. Now we're talking about playoffs. LA says Perriman and Robinson are steals. They will be here. And Brandon says, why is Njoku so overlooked? It's what it's supposed to say. Got you. Yes, Njoku has been. Njoku, and I'm trying not to talk about him today, but now Duke Johnson. I don't know anymore. Like, I don't know what else to say. I don't have any words. Duke Johnson is just disappeared. I don't know if anybody knows why Duke Johnson doesn't get the ball. Please let me know. Write me a letter. Send me an email, a direct message. Njoku, he's kind of fell out of the offense as well. But Duke Johnson, I just don't understand it. I guess I just got to get over it. It's not going to happen. But to me, he's one of our best players, and he doesn't touch it. Njoku is a surprise as well. At the beginning of the year, I thought Njoku was going to be, well, I thought he was going to be third behind Gordon and Landry. We all know what happened with Gordon. But once Gordon was gone, I thought him and Landry would be the top receivers. But Njoku, he's disappeared as well. But Duke Johnson just fathoms me for some reason. I can't rattle my brain around why he doesn't get the ball. Somebody help me. LA says Duke has lost his confidence. Kenny says to just be mentioned in the playoff conversation is amazing, being that we were 0-16 last season. Brandon says I would run 3 wide, 2 running backs. Not a very big set anymore. It used to be. Duke will come through tonight, says Ruben. LA says Jets beating the Texans 21-19. Thank you for the update. Those same Texans that gave us a beatdown are losing to Sam Darnold and the Jets 21-19. Thank you for the update. My goodness. The Texans are about to lose to the Jets. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, Everything Browns Nation live, special time and special day today. 6:30, Cleveland will face Houston. Never again this year, but they will face the Broncos later on today at 8:20-ish on the NFL Network. We will be calling the game on our Facebook and on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to that as well. Give us a subscribe, give us a like, give us a follow, and get us your bold predictions and your big dog of the game in the comment section. Because tonight is the Broncos versus the Browns. 8:20 at Denver. The Browns have lost 11 in a row to the Denver Broncos. 11 in a row. The Broncos are 22-2 since 1974. 22-2 against the Browns since 1974. Does anybody want to take a guess when the Browns last beat Denver? Does anybody want to take a guess? 1990 in October. October 1990 is the last Browns win. Longest losing streak of the franchise. That is something special. 1990? No Facebook, no Instagram, no pagers, no nothing. 1990 is the last time we beat the Denver Broncos. You talk about a losing streak. That is pathetic. Kenny says that streak ends tonight. That is the longest in franchise history. Von Miller and Bradley Chubb have combined for 25.5 sacks. Baker Mayfield is going to have to get the ball out fast tonight. They're going to have to, of course, keep the game plan balanced. Running attack, passing attack. 22 attempts last game for Baker Mayfield. In his winning games, he doesn't throw the ball 40 times. He's not dropping back, and he's not slinging it. That's what we have to do. Keep it balanced. Denver's defense is not as vaunted as it used to be. I know, when we think of Denver, we think of this vaunting Denver defense. Their defense is good. It's not what it used to be when they won their last Super Bowl. When you went into Denver and you said, oh, my goodness, please help me, please. They're 24th in total defense. 24th in total defense. Now, they're tied with Cleveland. We've slipped in takeaways. We used to be first. Now we're fourth. Denver is fourth as well in the takeaway giveaway margin. We're both tied, so they also can make you turn it over. Their rushing defense, 19th. 19th in rushing defense. So they're not some world beaters where we can't go in there and score some points. You just cannot turn the ball over. Reminiscent of the Houston game. You can't give them points. Cannot. Just go in there, protect the ball. Don't give them easy points, pick sixes, nothing like that. Our rushing defense is pretty bad. 27th. Not good at all. We do a lot of bend but don't break. So the rushing numbers don't look good. They're 19th. We're 27th. So both teams got a good chance of running the ball. A rookie running back you don't hear about, especially if you just occasionally watch a football game. You hear about the Saquon Barkleys, that's a rookie. You hear about the Nick Chubbs, that's a rookie. You don't hear about Philip Lindsay a lot. Philip Lindsay for the Denver Broncos is the fourth leading rusher in the NFL. Philip Lindsay, fourth leading rusher in the NFL. 967 yards. And that's after a 14-carry, 30-yard performance against the San Francisco 49ers. So if he had a decent game last game, he'd probably be over 1,000 yards with Barkley, Gurley, and Elliott, the only three rushers ahead of him. And he splits time with Royce Freeman at the beginning of the year, or he'd probably have 1,000 yards. So we definitely have to watch out for Philip Lindsay in the backfield, the fourth leading rusher and a rookie coming out of their backfield. Hey, cannot let him get going. Make Case Keenum beat you, please. I want him back there slinging the ball. I know our pass defense hasn't been the greatest, but please, please make Case Keenum beat us. That's what I want to see. If he throws it 50 times and we lose, I'll take it. That's fine with me. Don't let Philip Lindsay run the ball. He had a bad game last game. He got bottled up, and they lost to the San Francisco 49ers. Make Case Keenum beat you. Don't let Philip Lindsay run all over you. He's the fourth leading rusher, and he has 168 attempts, 5.8 yards per carry. Do not let him get going. Please. Just heed my advice. Heed my advice, Cleveland. Do not let him get going. LA says Sanders is on IR. Yes, he is out for the year. Worst the first, says George. Brandon says they didn't have it posted that he wasn't playing. I think he's talking about Sanders. I don't watch them. They didn't have him on the active list. Boyd, what was your first Browns game? And LA says we did okay with McCaffrey. I think we can. We did. And to answer your first, it's going to be funny. My first Browns game was the Eric Metcalf punt return extravaganza against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The year is escaping me. I want to say 90. Was it 95? I forget the year, but I remember like yesterday, the year I don't remember. But Eric Metcalf's 2 punt return game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We lost our minds in the stadium. That was my first Browns game Eric Metcalf against the Pittsburgh Steelers when he was a return machine. And if anybody that knows Eric Metcalf, he was that guy. That was my first Browns game. Hey, I was like 8 years old when that happened. So I was a kid, but still. 94. I was close. 94, 95. I was like 8. Yeah, I was 8 when that happened. So hey, I've got some years here, ladies and gentlemen. I got some years. So I've been through the pain. Charles says, I remember that. LA says Corey's 85 years old. That's right. Old young man. Get it together. That's right. John Bliss says 94. Thank you, John Bliss. So like I said, let's stop Philip Lindsay. Let's get him bottled up like we did McCaffrey. Make Case Keenum win the ball game. Little been a fan since 55. Jimmy's barking all over the comment section. We got to stop Philip Lindsay. Case Keenum, I'm going to give you some numbers. 15 and 10. Touchdowns, interceptions. 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Nothing to write home about. Nothing to be worried about. I'm not going to disrespect them because if you disrespect somebody, that's when it comes to turn around and just beat you. But 15 to 10. Make Case Keenum beat you. Make him beat you. 241 yards a game he passes. Make him sling that rock. Make him sling that rock. Bad boys. That's funny. Natasha says, I was at the Pittsburgh game when Metcalf ran 3 punt returns. Just awesome. Man, Metcalf was that dude. Don't y'all be hating on Metcalf now. But yes, make Case Keenum sling that rock. If you ain't seen Bad Boys, go watch it. We're all over the place here today. We're going to have some fun going into the Mile House City on NFL Network. I haven't seen Jim Brown play. I haven't seen him play. But John says, Jim Brown, here we go. Third down conversions. We all know that's a key in the NFL. Obviously, let's not talk the obvious. But here's something that I thought was quite close, funny to me. 27th and 28th in the league. The Browns in Denver at converting third downs on offense. The Browns 27th and the Denver 28th. 34% Cleveland, 32% Denver. So we're both pretty bad at converting on third downs. Something to watch out for as you're watching that game. Just a little bit terrible is third down conversions for these teams. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Everything Browns Nation, live podcast, Fan Chat Nation. I'm Corey Boyd, producer G. Get your bold predictions. Big dog of the game in the comment section. It's almost over here. It's almost over. I'm about to give you my prediction and my big dog of the game right now. My big dog of the game, I believe he's going to be poised for this game for 2 reasons, and I'm going to give you 2 names, Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. He came out on draft day and said, we don't need Bradley Chubb. I'm good with Bradley Chubb. And his name is Myles Garrett. That's my big dog of the game. I think Myles Garrett is going to come. He is going to come with a little bit more juice this game. A little bit more juice than what he usually does this game. He's got Von Miller and Bradley Chubb on the other side. He's going to want to come and prove a point. He's my big dog of the game. 2 sacks. He's going to have a forced fumble. He's going to have 4 QB hurries. He's going to make Case Keenum get a little bit uncomfortable in that pocket. Once he starts dropping back, he's going to force a turnover. That's my big dog of the game. And that's what big dogs do. Y'all already know. Brandon says 27-24, Greg Joseph. And Brandon says your picture looks like the 49ers game the other week. It could be. It could be. Here we go. Prediction time. I see a lot of people picking the Browns. We're in the hunt for the playoffs. Even as ESPN says, it's a 0.2% chance. A 0.2% chance. I'm going to go with the Browns. Of course, we just won a game. It's prime time on the NFL Network. Do you think I'm going to pick against them? That's not going to happen. We're prime time. Everybody is watching. Yes, sir. I'm picking Cleveland to win this ball game. My big dog, Myles Garrett, is going to come through for me. Baker Mayfield is going to have another good game. He is going to go 21 for 30, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. The Browns win this game 27-21. The Browns win 27-21. They keep their 0.2% chance of playoffs alive. Browns win on NFL Network. And the fans just keep going crazy in Cleveland. And then we root hard for all the teams we need to lose for tomorrow. Colts and Cowboys. Go Dallas as the Browns win tonight. Ruben says, please win. Shut my brother-in-law's mouth up. Brandon says, does Baker get sacked today? I'm going to say he gets sacked one time. I'm going to say we do a good job of getting the ball out quick. Running and passing, keeping it mixed. But I think Von Miller gets one on him because Von Miller's too good. I think he gets one. Even though the Texas game, there was 0 sacks, but the game got out of hand. They didn't have to bring the pressure the way they had to. This game is going to stay in hand. They'll get 1 sack on Baker today. They'll get 1. I'm going to go with 1. And the Browns go to victory. John says, I wonder what Las Vegas has us at. I'm not sure. And George says, well, I hope that you picked the Brownies. I did pick the Brownies. I went with them. Browns win 27-21. Well, if you decide to stick with us, you'll see me here in about an hour. And you'll see Producer G as well calling the game. You will see him and hear him if you've never seen him before. But if you have, you know what he looks like. But if you haven't, you will see the great Producer G, the producer's favorite producer. But till then, folks, in about 50 minutes, I'll be back on the screen yip-yapping again. And LA says plus 2.5 he thinks Vegas has us as.
That's your favorite producer's favorite producer, by the way.
That's right.
Not your producer's favorite producer.
I say my producer's favorite producer.
It's your favorite producer's favorite producer.
It's my producer's favorite producer.
Well, there you go then.
Once I'm talking for an hour, you know it's over. I can't talk anymore. So I need to regenerate my batteries. All right, ladies and gentlemen. See you back here in about 50 minutes if you decide to stay. If not, I'll see you next Sunday. Everything Browns Nation. Producer G, what he said. I'm not going to say it again because I'm about out of words. Corey Boy, Producer G, Everything Browns Nation. Yeah.